Most people, what mistake they make is this. Right after meditation, they get up like a spring jumping. Oh, I finished my meditation and they just start walking. No, you should not do that. The entire process of meditation moves us from where we are into something unknown. So the trajectory of each individual moves towards that unknown in a very, I would not say in a very common way, but most of us do feel, suppose in the very first month of meditating, you had some experiences where you could feel, you can intuit, and you can have very light feeling in your heart, or sometimes lucid dreaming. It's okay. I personally do not pay a lot of attention to what I see on the way. My purpose, my goal is to reach the destination. Of course, we all do enjoy the scenery as we pass through. When we are passing, when you are traveling in a train, we enjoy sometimes, and sometimes, oh, it's too dull and too dry, let's close the window. And it happens even in spirituality that sometimes the experiences can discourage you. But that is the part of spirituality. There are ups and downs. Nothing moves without a circle. I mean, ups and downs are always there. There is a positive experience, then there will be negative experience. And this positive and negative is our own interpretation actually. When electric current moves with the positive and the negative, what we call cathodic and anodic movement in an electrical wire, is it good or bad? I think none of the quality can be attributed to the movement of electric current. Our consciousness, based on our preconditioning, keeps on judging the experience. Suppose a sannyasi who is a celibate and he sees a lucid dream of mating with someone. He'll go crazy, perhaps he'll lose his sleep and say, what the hell has happened to me? You see, I have never thought of sleeping with someone and now I have lost my celibacy. But that's what happened. Most dreams are something you keep on repressing all your life. But to a romantic person, he will welcome such a dream, mating with some strangers perhaps. So dreams, it also depends on our own personal interpretations, what you really want in life. So I generally discard all sorts of experiences by simply writing them down in my diary and move on. Because the moment I pay attention to it, I get drawn into it. And I would be wasting a lot of time. It's like, when you are going on from New York to Disney World, Florida. It's at least 18, 19, 22 hours of car journey. On the way, you're taking your children and say, oh, they see McDonald's and they see, all kinds of stuff on the way. Dad, I want French fries, and then they see Toys R Us, and when will you reach Disney World? And say, and somebody says, oh no, I need to use bathroom. I mean, these are all legitimate needs. Similar thing happens in our spiritual journey also. We got so mesmerized with certain experiences and we like to deepen that experience. But I think it's good enough that we have a glimpse of it and move on. See? So I would remain this passionate about the whole thing, observe, and without making judgments, keep moving. We have been talking about connecting with students, connecting with faculty, connecting with the owners, connecting at all level, connecting with the universe. That's the whole purpose of yoga. Now, how to do it? to bring about such a level of flexible consciousness. I don't know if you have heard this term flexible consciousness or not, but it's something occurred to me this afternoon that, when you meditate, you go inward, and time comes, your interest in the external world drops. That is a side effect of such processes. We should not allow that thing to happen. We have to maintain our interest and go extrovert also. I have to look after the family. I have to go out and earn money, whichever means honestly adopted by us. So there is a inward journey as well as the outward journey. Just as there is a subconscious, there is a superconscious. We have to focus on this consciousness. Even the great Swami Vivekananda talked about consciousness, and he says the purpose of any education, he generalized it in best possible way you can imagine, that the purpose of education is to free your consciousness, free it in such a way that the small layer which is sandwiched between the two giant oceans can get an opportunity to expand. Imagine our available consciousness now. How is it? Okay. If we get a chance, we close our eyes and we meditate, and if we get into super consciousness and also go within ourselves, deep within ourselves, and feel those things. It is not that we want to become zombie or become unconscious or stone-like. No, we don't want such a Pashana Tulya, stone-like samadhi state where you lose all the awareness. No, that will be a terrible thing. We want to arrive at the fourth level of consciousness in a very easy way, without trying hard. See, even the third level of consciousness, when we try, it doesn't come so easily. Do you know what this third level of consciousness is? It is sushupti, deep sleep. Try to fall asleep. When you come home and say, oh, I need to sleep and I want to fall asleep in less than 10 minutes. More you try, that consciousness of deep sleep will run away from you. But the moment you drop this effort, it will come, automatically it will come. Similarly, what is beyond this deeper sleep is Turiya state, which is the fourth condition. In Turiya state, in fourth state of consciousness, what happens there? We go so high with our consciousness, surpassing susupti, means deep sleep, but you are still aware. Do you get the picture? For example, if you have this EEG probe on your head and you measure the consciousness scale via EEG, electroencephalograph, you will see that, earlier it was moving fast. As the dream state arrives, it slows down the wave, and then you enter into a delta wave, which is almost 3 or 4 cycles per second, which is a deep sleep state. In the deepest level of meditation or in a higher level of a superconscious state, you will get this wave as if you are sleeping, but you are fully aware. You are so relaxed as if you are sleeping, but you are fully aware. So this is the beauty of effective meditation, because there are meditations and meditations. And I guarantee to all practitioners or all those seekers who like to experience this, I can grant them the experience within 3 sessions. Within 3 sessions, you will have this experience. And this is made possible through a special technique of meditating on the heart with the help of yogic transmission. It's very simple, very easy. What we have to do later on when we meditate, please remember this process. We simply close our eyes and gently have a very light inward attention that my heart is being filled with the source of the divine light. And we remain with this thought. The rest of the work is done through this yogic transmission, which one feels. It is not a make-believe thing. Every meditation, it's a kind of investment. You have spent half hour of, from your precious time. and you have arrived at a certain level of meditative mind. Most people, what mistake they make is this. Right after meditation, they get up like a spring jumping. Oh, I finished my meditation, and they just start walking. No, you should not do that. After meditation, savor, enjoy, be one with that condition, spiritual state, right after meditation. The way we, after laying a concrete, dressed concrete or a pavement, we don't start using it. Right? Concrete has to be settled for a day or 24 hours or so. If you start using it, like the dogs walking on it or a cat walking on it, or some people writing, I love so and so, you see such signs on concrete in many places. But this remains as a permanent print, permanent ugliness. So when we meditate and you have some level of stillness of mind, which is so fragile, it is more fragile than a fresh concrete. Let it settle in your system. You spent half an hour, 2-3 extra minutes will not hurt you. Hold on to that state as much as you can. Allow it to settle and be part of every cell of your body, and get up from that meditative state afterward. That say, okay, I'll be able to hold on to this state for most part of the day. Then you'll be able to see that even my fingers are feeling transmission, my toes are feeling transmission, everything will become very charged. And this is in our hand, this is all because of our mind. When we apply this thought after meditation that, yes, I will be able to retain this spiritual condition, you will be able to retain it. If you forget it for a moment, it's okay. You can bring back your attention again. So you are driving, you are cooking, you are sharing your knowledge with others, you are trying to heal others. During all these moments when we remain in connection with the morning meditation's condition, I think the things that we do will also have an impact. For example, after meditation, with that meditative mind, you cook. With that meditative mind, you partake food. With that meditative mind, you drive. With that meditative mind, when you listen to music or pop some pills in your, because you have some ailments. When you hold those pills in your hands and you have meditative mind and you hold water with such a meditative mind, prayerful mind, you drink, there is a positively charged vibrations. There is positivity there. And because of this positivity, the potency also can change. I don't say, and I don't want to misguide people, but see the effect. See the effect, how it helps you, how it brings peace, how it brings confidence in yourself. So, retaining condition, and more you can retain the spiritual condition, it is better for us. So, and when you have a certain level of meditative mind, you will not be swayed unnecessarily by the environment or by the gossips or by the things that you see on TV. You'll be seeing all these things. It's not that you will not be watching TV. It is not that you will not be having love. It is not that you will not be meeting your friends. No, you'll be doing all these things, but with a meditative mind. And it has its own beauty. We do not avoid anything. We lead a full-fledged life, perfect life, but with a deep inner silence, always connected from within with our higher self.